now largely proven useless. I guess she just really wanted to ensure that creep camp would spawn. But I mean, is this tip? Usually, you want at least a few items on an Ophelia. Although I will stall you a little bit. Devour is taking a lot of damage from a Magma's coming up south here from the Gladiator. I'm not too sure he's going to be able to get away with this. 2-1. Here comes the stun, and that will be the Bloodlust on the scary-looking clown. 1-0 now for TSoG as this Gladiator checking out this rune, I suppose, really paid off. Really paid off.
Wow. Yeah, look at top. They're pushing the tower already. That is just huge. I mean, it pays really off, and the idea of dual laning a Devour is just great because it takes away, not only do you beat him in lane, but you also take away a lot of rune control, which is very crucial for Devour. You know, you cannot gank as effectively without rune control, so that's really good. But you know, Hellborn, look, this Ophelia and Electrician activates the shields and just burns through the creep waves. Ophelia has this minor tower who's really good at pushing, of course, and they take even the tier 2 tower to half life, and if they lose those 2 towers, obviously the Legionary are the large disadvantage because they lose so much map control before the 10-minute mark. That is definitely not what you want to happen. We see Voodoo Jester and Gladiator now moving top. Oh, it's only gonna be no one. They turn around again. Scrubs.
Nice comment at the end there, Luke. That was definitely a nice little insightful comment there. But I mean, this is what you're saying here is pretty true. I mean, 4 minutes 44 seconds was when that first tower went down. We're now 1 minute past that, and we already have this next tower down to half. So that is definitely a very disadvantageous lane that this Valkyrie has chosen to be in, but it just shows the pushing power as well from this Ophelia. Now, again, my knowledge on Ophelia not super hot. So Asway, the skill build, is this a typical skill build, or is this something that they've modified to make it work?
It's definitely standard, really. Nature's Breath isn't really that good at all. You're really going to focus around getting your creeps. Leveling command is something you're going to want to do for sure.
Okay, so Ophelia's Judgment plus the command that's just generally how you do it. So people can.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go down south. Not gonna be a kill. Fine. All right, but so people reading this or watching this game, listening, looking at an Ophelia. This is how you play an Ophelia. This can be considered a guide.
Level your command, get Ophelia's Judgment whenever you can't get command. I guess if you're going mid lane, just in a very low level game, just for the hell of it. Do whatever you want, but if you want to play at a higher level game, play competitively, level your command, and get Ophelia's Judgment for sure.
But as we see now, top tower has gone down already. Oh my god, the second tower, and that is just so much map control that they lose. I cannot stress that enough. It is so huge at this point, and it seems that they're going to go for the next. They cut off that creep wave, or they at least tried, and they want to push this tower as well. They're going to go for extremely aggressive pushing, and that can work out, so well. And it is, of course, very important to make that Ophelia pick work early on in the game because that's when she's the strongest.
Well, Ophelia's going to take a 3.5 second arrow to the face, and a chariot just a little bit too late. Valkyrie taking that kill, and wow, this TSoG team definitely did what Online Kingdom couldn't. They have killed the Electrician, and that very offensive push, jumping right into the creep wave, really backfired on them as both of them go down, and really now we're sitting at a 3-0 score here for TSoG, TS Gaming, as, I mean, they have 3 kills, but at the same time, they're down 2 towers, an entire lane. Each team here taking a lot of strength from 2 different aspects of the game. I don't know, what were they trying to do there other than just put pressure on that mid tower, Asway? I mean, was that just the intention and they got caught out in the middle, or was it just a really failed kind of gank because of the creep wave? What do you think?
Yeah, Gladiator was sitting there alone, there was no one around, and I think they wanted to, sneak around and try and kill him, but they got seen by the creeps. They're just so out of position they got picked off.
And talking about getting picked off, this Chipper so close, 80 hit points, as it looks like he's going to do a little bit of revenge. Who else died? This Devour came up and finished off. No, that doesn't make sense. How did he die? Asway, or sorry, not Asway, Away. This Voodoo Jester, was that a magic circle damage dealer? I think he had the cursed ground on him.
Cursed ground. It seems like Voodoo Jester leveling cursed ground killed the Chipper.
Fair enough. That I always thought was a big scary clown there, and that didn't make any sense at all because they're on the same team. Thank you, Asway. Your eyes are sharper than mine. But 4-0 is the lead now. So I mean, yeah, I guess that mid was just not that great an idea by this Ophelia and Electrician. Where is Electrician now? He's down south, getting a lot of pressure here from this alliance Legion team, as right now we have 4 ice members in the south. It looks like the next tower is up for the chop block, and I say chop block very fond because there's a giant scary clown with a giant knife coming down here as well. I don't know, this Halloween patch was very fun. It kind of feels weird almost casting it in December now. What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, definitely. Very interestingly, as I talked about this in the last game, Ice are very fond of running this combination between Devour and Chipper. It works extremely well, but also, leveling up the focus buffer will let you, make this Electrician extremely tanky.
Well, this Electrician going in and just chasing off everyone. Devour with a hook, grabbing that, but in comes a very angry Gladiator and some Demon Hands to finish off that Witch Slayer, as it does look like Magnus also went down. Soul Stealer, getting eaten there by the Scary Clan. And a great hook into that Voodoo Jester, gets off his magic circle, cursed around sort of deal, and that's just going to be not enough to really do anything as he goes down as well. 2-for-1 exchange with the rest of the Legion team in retreat. A blind arrow going down, it's going to hit that Minotaur, and end of the Minotaur maybe? No, I think he'll be okay.
Oh, the Minotaur, no.
Well, don't worry, you can tame another one right there, so it's all good. So, pro initiation, great hook, or just dumb luck there? I don't think I saw a chariot come out of that gladiator. Well, what happened there, Asway?
Chariot is on cooldown. I don't think it hit anyone, though. I don't believe.
I think he used it on top earlier. Yeah, he used it in mid before, I think.
You're right.
He used it in mid before, and
then
then
Jaw. You're correct. Yes.
Great.
And then yeah, so that we got that sorted out. But yeah, again, like Ice just really showing what they're capable of. Not sure why they moved out of there. I thought with the strategy that they were running, they were looking for a lot of a lot of tower pushing. Very interesting what Electrician decides to go here, basically getting behind the back of the Soul Seer, probably trying to
double damage rune as on that Electrician. That's probably going to be spelling the end. Oh no, Soul Stealer very smart after that grip, I guess. He just ported right out of there. Great way to shut down a great Electrician gank like that. But we're seeing Briz do a lot of, what we saw him before, being very aggressive, leveling up that shield right to level 4 first, and just going around trying to set up all the ganks. Unfortunately, he's not being as successful as he was last game. We saw him 1-1-1 is his score. He is sitting at about 287 gold a minute. He does again have that Ring of the Teacher and the Ring of the Sorcery. Could this become a new standard build, do you think, Asway?
A while ago I played in a scrim against, it must have been Bryce. He played Electrician. It was with Jaw. Jaw, had a team together and had this random X3 Jessica person playing Electrician. Electrician had these items. I think that's just how Bryce plays Electrician. He gets really tanky and he gets the mana regen so that his shield doesn't completely absorb all of his mana.
And it looks like it's going to do him good here. That chariot is definitely going to miss, and it's going to go up here. It looks like Ophelia went down to a demon hand, however, and now they're just in full retreat. So very impressive amount of teamwork coming out of TS Gaming here, with Papa Drake at the helm, of course, and he's sitting there at 2-1. But a great hook coming into that Valkyrie as we get to have a pause in her death sentence. She's on her knees, and I'll leave that at that. Yep. Very impressive work, however. Let's get back on track. Very impressive work, however, coming out of TS Gaming. They're fending off all these pushes even after losing that top lane, and they're keeping Ice really at bay very nicely here. 6-4. They do command the experience lead, but of course with 2 towers down at that 6-minute mark, and the gold lead is firmly in Ice's favor. So disregarding that earlier comment, what do you think here, Luke?
Yeah, well, I would just want to say that I really feel for Ophelia. She's losing all her Minotaurs. It seems that the Legion team really focuses on them. The Chariot didn't hit anybody but the Minotaur, who died eventually. Yeah, generally, just like just as you said, they're retreating, but it's always, it's always like the choice. You can always go in like full blown assault, or you can just retreat when you see that, you're not gonna win the fight. And I think that Ice, they had the feeling they were not gonna win this, and they just backed out, which is at this time very smart. You don't want to overcommit to pushing. We've seen, like, again, they have a very mid-game orientated team, maybe even leaning more towards the early game here, and I think they have achieved a lot. We've taken out both towers at top. They just need to capitalize on that, but you don't want to take too many risks, because it can swing out, at you so easily. And they should go for a push. If they get a really good hook off, they can take out an enemy before the fight even starts. Then they're in really good shape. Then they definitely have a good chance. But you don't want to go too many risks, especially at the point where you don't really need to.
So, Asway, I mean, we did have a lot of discussion around this Ophelia, but she's 0-2-2. Not doing the best, as we said, losing all her Minotaurs. So is this pick turning out so far? I mean, they pushed down the top towers, but other than that, she's kind of died both team fights. Is this really working for them, or do we usually expect them to see a lot of kills? I mean, in the comparison to the way the Dota plays her, well, is it the same, similar, different? What's going on?
Ophelia doesn't need items. She did her job in the beginning. Electrician got his early 6. He got the level advantage over Valkyrie. She got the 2 towers down. Her dying really doesn't really do anything. She just dies. She did what she had to do early on, and she's continuing the tower pressure.
So definitely she's paying off. The pick is definitely paying off?
Oh, definitely paying off. Like, the 3k gold lead that they have now is due to the fact that they got the 2 towers down very early on.
Great. Luke?
Yeah, this is just that many people just focus their mind around stats. Stats don't mean so much, especially not on, support heroes. If you want to find a good support hero replay, you have to go through a lot of replays. If you want to look for a good, carry replay, you just look at the kills. But with support heroes, it's just not that. As Asway said, they got the 2 towers down. That was their ultimate goal. They achieved it. Ophelia died 2 times. Who cares? They did get out of her what they wanted. And, as long as she gets her ultimate off in the team fight, there's not that much that she can do.
Holy jeez, this Gladiator went down really quickly there. That was a lot of excessive damage, I think. Great burst damage potential coming out of them, as it looks like the people wanted a pause. The pause failed. Not too sure what that about, but we have a lot of damage now going down on this bottom tower. So, I mean, great. Ophelia, she got down the early game goals. The pick is paying off for herself. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Out of 2 really knowledgeable players, yeah, you did your job. You're still doing great. I mean, they took that next tower. I'm not really too sure we can actually attribute that to her there, but Gladiator getting picked out of thin air, really. I mean, we had the hook into a whole bunch of rockets, definitely threw a big discouraging wrench into TS Gaming, as now it looks like, they're up top. We got 3 heroes up top, and they should be fairly confident, except that we got a Kongor kill going down. So Kongor at this point, yay or nay, Asway?
Compared to Dota, a lot of games in HoN, you kill Kongor around the 30-minute mark, 25-minute mark. In Dota, Kongor's kills at the 10-minute mark, 12-minute mark. This game is really looking like a Dota game. Like, Kongor's dying, you have an Ophelia pick, pushing towers, a lot of farm. Killing Kongor this early is huge. You get the token, you get the extra gold. I take it, Electrician's going to take the token. You give him another life in a team fight, he's going to do so much damage compared to what he already does.
Yeah, especially, with Ophelia. Ophelia's just good at taking Kongor. She can even solo Kongor at level 7, no problem. Right? And, taking, as I said, it's just at this level, at this early stage of the game, it's just huge to take Kongor. The gold is massive, the experience is massive, everything is massive, and it also discourages, it has a huge psychological effect. If the enemy team sees, that you're taking Kongor, then they're like, oh my god, we're in deep shit.
Well, yeah, of course, if you give your top-notch player a second life, anyone's really going to be second-guessing any kind of team fight that comes out. Speaking of huge, we did have that big devour after he ate Kongor. I never actually guess to think of using his ult to eat Kongor, but it is a 30-second cooldown, so that's not too bad. He picked up some candy bars there, double damage bottled. If they throw that on that electrician, especially with a second life, it could do a massive amount of damage this next team fight, as the TSoG clan here, I mean, they took the top tower when the Kongor went down, which is great for them. They weren't exactly just sitting on their hands waiting for the kill message. They're out proactively trying to